Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, Hut, and you need to subscribe to this channel if you're a Mets fan and if you're a baseball fan. I try to do a lot of different things here. One of the things that I do is I talk about the team, talk about the past. I'm going to go on a Wilpon rant. I know the Wilpons are not here anymore, but I'm going to have to get some stuff more off my chest when it comes to them. Because I've been thinking about this whole thing with the retired numbers and this the Seaver statue, and I'm getting a little pissed off about it. But good thing we have a new owner in Steve Cohen. So I feel your pain when it comes to them, and it comes to everything that happened prior to the new owner. So I follow a channel called Mets Fans Only. It's a good channel. He broke a little news here. I don't know how true this is going to be. But there's a Twitter account called MLB Executive Burner at Hot Stove Intel. They tend to have some information ahead of the curve when it comes to signings and trades, and they announced something today, which was interesting on Christmas Day. Now, this video will be going up a little bit after midnight, New York time. As you can tell, I'm a New Yorker. I'm from Queens. So they tweeted this out, 3:17. This is in the middle of the afternoon on Christmas Day. Dotting I's and crossing T's, but the big fish, hashtag Mets have been chasing, is essentially committed to Los Mets. Maybe Santa Steve Cohen waits till tomorrow to announce, but it's done. Now, I don't know what this meant. And Mets fans only, he didn't know what it meant either. So a little while later, now, the reason I didn't hear about this until a little while ago is because I was doing a live stream on my other channel, Capital Hut. I was doing a live stream for 2 hours going on and talking about nothing. But anyway, a few minutes later, this account, again, tweeted out something. Hashtag Mets. In phase of discussing announcement timeline. How to announce big signing to maximize media coverage. Navigating that football controls weekends plus Monday sports discussion and holidays. PR department and medical staff working with FO. But there's excitement in Flushing. Now, which he spelled Flushing wrong, by the way. There's really three players that sort of come to mind. That's Trevor Bauer, George Springer, and DJ LeMahieu. The prior video to this, I talked about how the Blue Jays, off the website Mesmerize, has said that the Blue Jays were not overly optimistic that they were going to sign George Springer. Now, I'm going to take a leap, at least for when I'm talking about in this video, that's probably George Springer. I haven't heard much about Trevor Bauer signing with anybody or talking to anybody. We haven't heard any teams connected to him directly. With George Springer, we've heard really three teams, a little bit of the Red Sox. The Blue Jays were very heavily into him until I heard yesterday they weren't overly optimistic, obviously. And here we have the New York Mets. Now, I've been saying for weeks that the Mets are going to sign him to a 5-year contract. I think the money has probably come down a little bit. I was saying it was probably going to be a 7-year deal for $200 million. But now I'm thinking it's probably going to be more like 5 years for about 125 to 135. It might even go lower than that at this point. But we'll see if it happens, if sort of some kind of announcement will happen tomorrow. Now, James McCann was kind of announced on the weekends on a Saturday a few weeks ago. And I actually did a live stream about him signing with the Mets on, what day was that I did that on? It was in 2 weeks ago, was it? Might have been 2 weeks ago where I talked about it. And we had a nice live stream. We talked about them signing James McCann to this 4-year deal for $40 million. And, you know, he's an interesting player. He's on the upswing, obviously. But interestingly enough, with this thing, with this sort of weird tweet, this sort of cryptic tweet, this sort of tweet that gets us all excited as fans. We will see if this is true. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it trickles out and then probably sometime during the week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, they'll announce it, I would think. But we'll see how right on this account is. They've been right about some signings, some trades in the past, and they've been wrong about some others. But this is one to be very excited about. I'm excited about it. And I've been saying, I said in my live stream the other night, that the Mets need a player. Now, this team has credibility with the new ownership, because it's not the old ownership. But they need to make a big move for a player who's in his prime, who gives him instant credibility when he steps into the clubhouse, a guy you can build your team around, a guy that's a veteran player. And you got to understand about this Met team, other than Michael Conforto and really just Michael Conforto, this is a very young team in terms of experience. In terms, they've not really been to postseason at all. They've not played any meaningful games other than the last 2 months of last season of 2019. So him coming in here, in particular, gives him credibility in terms of a game. He's a professional. He's a pro's pro, as Tom Seaver would say during his time as Mets announcer. He's a pro's pro. He does everything right. He gets along with a lot of people. He does everything right. He's very similar to Keith Hernandez when they brought him in here, when they brought Mike Piazza in here, when they brought Pedro Martinez in here. Guys that give this organization credibility, or when they re-signed David Wright to a long-term contract. It gives the organization credibility with its fans that they are serious about winning, that they're serious about taking this team to the next level. Now, we will see if this account is right on the money. But if tomorrow is the day that sort of comes out a little bit that Springer is going to sign with the Mets, then we will hear about stuff over the next few days, and it will build until next week, I would think. If there's an announcement, probably either Tuesday or Wednesday. And it's very exciting. I can't wait, quite frankly, if this is true. Now, I've heard different things about this third baseman from Japan. That doesn't excite me. Bauer is a different story. Bauer is not the kind of guy that gives you credibility, quite frankly. Springer does, because Springer has played at a high level against really great pitching in postseason. And that is something you cannot, and the hut means you cannot fix. You cannot hide that. So when a guy has quality at bats in postseason and has been a great player in postseason, you can't really can't measure that. It's one of those intangible things. So this is a very exciting time to be a Mets fan. We'll see. I will point out if there is a story, if this happens during the afternoon, I will definitely have a live stream tomorrow night. I might be doing one anyway just to sort of get back on schedule for every Saturday night. But we'll see what happens. This video will go up as soon as I do this video. It'll get edited, which is very simple editing. You just still sort of these pictures, and then we'll upload it, or I'll upload it, and then you can watch it, and then we'll see what happens in the morning. I will not do a video announcing him signing with the Mets if it's rumored. I'll just do my live stream for you, and we'll talk about everything. Talk about George Springer, James McCann, where they go from here. I would assume going from here would be to go to the pitching department. Focus in probably on Sagano, because the Mets are the front runners that get Sagano. Maybe there's talk of them getting Trevor Bauer. So at that point, they can basically do whatever they want. But Springer has got to be the focal point and the center of whatever they do this off season. You know, like I said earlier in this video, it gives him instant credibility with all of us. It certainly gives instant credibility for the other teams on the field that are facing the Mets. That this is a different situation. They brought in a big player who is an all-star and he's quite good. He's a very good player. And he's a good citizen. He's going to be great in the clubhouse. And he's going to fit right in with the rest of this team. Now, DJ LeMahieu is a different story. That's extra. That's like coleslaw on a sandwich. It's coleslaw on the side. It's a pickle on the side. Mets need a center field. It's the most important thing they need after getting a catcher. So they got a catcher. They've added a little bit of the bullpen. Hopefully after this, they'll add some pitching. They need to get a lefty in that bullpen. Very important. So I want to thank you all for coming by so late. I want to I'm pleased asking you to subscribe to this channel. This channel's going great. We're getting pretty close to 500 subscribers. Soon we'll be getting to 1,000. And the sky's the limit. And I can't wait for the season to start. And like Steve Cohen said, can't wait for 2021 to get here so we can watch the Mets run on the field. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Hit that bell for notifications so when the video comes up, you'll get it right away. And thank you, and I'll see you later.